Good morning, and this is on a Friday morning. We have some light snow. And again, I'm doing this video because a lot of people have asked me like, hey, how do these birds, what do you do during when it's snowing, when it's freezing? Do you have a heater? No. This is a survival of the fittest. They all stay here all year round, winter, summer, all those times. Only difference is that I make sure, like for example, when it freezes, make sure I bring water for them to drink, and they don't get dehydrated. And again, when I bring water, sometimes the water will freeze within like 5 minutes. So they have to drink within that time frame. And I've trained them in such a way that when I bring the water, they'll come straight and drink it, because everything is by trial and examples. There are times in which some birds don't drink fast, and what happens? The water freezes. They're gonna stay thirsty, and then next time I bring water will be in the afternoon or evening, several hours later. So when I bring the water, they just drink it. So when they understand times where temperature is super cold, when I bring the water, everybody comes and take a good sip. And again, that's all the birds need. They don't need to have like water all the time. They just need to have a good amount of water, and that's what I do during the freezing times. I bring water in the morning and evening. And in my previous almond video, the person who commented, yes, you are right, those are stippers. They're not almonds. You know, stipper gene is the main thing that you need in almond. You made that to bird with recessive red and browns, then you make classical almonds. But you know, those are stippers. You are correct. Like that's a stipper bird over there. That would say this is a almond right over there. It has a recessive red and kite. That almond over there. And I'll answer some of the questions people ask me. Like somebody asked me about the tips, like, you know, they're going to start raising, like, you know, I'm saying not raising like flying homers and all. I don't fly. I haven't never flown competitively like in races and all, so I cannot really speak to that extent. But if I want to do it, some of the tips I would have is that make sure you have a really nice spacious loft with a lot of ventilation, because they need to have good airflow and they need to have space. If you overcrowd birds, that's for any loft, they'll start getting sick. Ventilation is good so that all the dust and all can be going out and they have some fresh air. And as far as you know, the birds, you know, again, you pick some birds, you fly them and see how they do it. And again, the one key thing for anything, even just keeping birds, is how much time are you willing to put in. If you're just one of those people who's just gonna come, throw some food, some water, and don't even pay attention to your birds, it ain't gonna work. You have to spend a lot of time with your birds to see how they're doing. So it's all about how much you put in. And I would say like training the birds, flying them, taking like small distances like north south, and see how they're coming back, checking their health, all those things. You know, some people would think like, hey, you gotta just give them vitamins and electrolytes, and that ain't gonna do the job, you know. You just have to watch them carefully. See when you fly them, see, you know, how many are coming back, and you're gonna lose a lot of birds too. So that is my advice. If I wanna go and do it, which I doubt if I'm gonna raise, because that is like, you have to have a lot of time and dedication for that. That is 100%. There's 100% truth behind that. You need to spend a lot of time and dedication, because the conditioning of your birds is very important. You need to have like a separate loft for your flying birds. You cannot just raise a bird that is sitting on eggs, you know. That ain't, I mean, you can, but I wouldn't personally do it. I just fly them. I wouldn't even mate them up, you know. I would just fly them up and, like, you know, just you know, don't put no nest balls or anything like that. Again, like, I'm not an expert in racing, so that is just my small advice. You know, I would say there's a lot of people who are very successful in raising birds, and I'm pretty sure they have a lot of good videos and tips about it. So that is something you can always, you know, depend upon, and breed birds, you know, that would produce the best, you know. I would say, like, you know, fly some birds and see, if I was to do, like, see how they do it. Like, even these colored birds, if I move to another place, I wouldn't, the bird is trying to fly and sit on the top of me. They're really friendly. I'll fly these birds and see how they do it. If I'm gonna lose them, I'm gonna lose them. That is one thing you should be very, very okay with, that you are gonna lose birds when you fly them. Hawks, you know, they might get lost. All these things are gonna come through, you know. That is just a part. If you cannot accept it, man, I used to fly rollers in which I saw some hawks, like, when they're flipping, come and get them, you know, and it's gone. That is just a thing that you have to accept it. If you cannot understand that and have a hard time with that, you know, that's one thing. You know, that might not be the thing for you. You're gonna lose a whole bunch of birds, even if you fly rollers or homers. So anyway, I would like to fly these guys at one point, but again, I would condition them, have a separate flying loft, and hopefully I would do it, and one day I will be able to record it. And again, I'm not gonna compete. I'm just gonna fly them and see how they do it. Then I'm gonna take them a little bit further down and see how they do it, and see how far I can push it. And somebody asked me about my frill stencil birds too, like a video. I mean, I don't have a separate loft for frill stencils. You all have seen my loft. They all with my homer, with my other colors. So I mean, you can go through all my videos, or you can see them all. Like, here's a red frill stencil cockbird over here, and I think I have a red frill stencil hen that I put in. Look, that's a black frill stencil cock over there. Really nice bird over there. And these blacks are out of frill stencils, or like, I think this is out of an Andalusian and black mating. This solid black over here. There's a nice black frill stencil cockbird over there. He's one of my breeders. Beautiful bird. That is a black frill stencil cockbird. That's a black cockbird carrying frill stencil. He's one of my breeders too. He's made it to a black frill stencil hen. Here's another red frill stencil cockbird. There you go. And someone even asked me about my antlers over there. Like, do I hunt? No, I don't hunt. Here's a red frost stencil hen. Really nice bird. One of my breeders too. But yeah, I don't hunt. I'm not opposed to hunting. It's just if you need to do that, you got, you're gonna stand in the cold and all those things. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of cold weather. You guys already know. So I think I traded something for those. I'm pretty sure about that. I forgot. I like those deer antlers. I have a few of them in that loft. I have one on the other loft inside my fly pen, but I don't have anything inside my house. And again, somebody asked me another question too, like, how did you create all these colors? I didn't create any of these colors. One thing I did was I perfected some of the colors. I mean, I bought birds, and through selective breeding, I perfected some of the colors, but I have not created any of these colors, Like, for example, I would give you, like, in my ball head rollers over there, I made ballless ball head rollers. Then I had several ballless ball head rollers that were sold when I first said I was getting on a bird. Somebody bought them all. So that is a pattern I created in them. But again, it's just a pattern. I didn't create no ballless gene or anything like that. I didn't put that into rollers. I bought some James Turner ballless rollers and use that as a project for my ballless ball heads. Like, this is a gristle frost stencil, and look at this bird. You think that's a normal bird, but look at the tail. You can see the frost stencil on the tail. It's a gristle frost stencil cocktail. Also, at one point, I used to have this. That's a common mistake a lot of people would do. They would make frost stencil with, like, perfect example, frost stencil with opal. That is an opal frost stencil bird. And the problem is that the opal gene is so dominant that when you made that bird to other, frost stencils, you will have a lot of the opal coloring in them. But it's a cool looking pattern, but a lot of people started to, like, mating. Look, that is a nice frost stencil hen over there, that bird over there. That has made it to this cockpot over here, this solid black cockpot over there. Again, going back to this bird, that is a that is a dominant opal frost stencil. When people mate dominant opals to frost stencil because they think the colors look so similar, they'll get a better result. But if you don't really do a good job in raising good frost stencils from back here, because the opal gene kind of dominates over the frost stencil pattern. And that is another, like, a dilute frost stencil hen over there. I was supposed to do a video with just some of the dilutes and my gristle frost stencils, but again, like, to see the pure beauty, like example for that gristle frost stencil cockbird over there. I mean, if you look at the bird right now, it looks like a weird looking bird. It's not that attractive, but if you spread the wings and all, it's a beautiful bird. So I need somebody to hold the camera or the phone while I do this. So hopefully one of these days I will get that video done. Here is a nice kite. That is a perfect combination for almonds. I believe that's a kite hen. Here's another Russosi red carrying frost stencil. If you look, you see like a little bit on its wings, the frost stencil pattern. But these are very key birds for your, frost stencil. If you made that bird to a bird like that with good pattern, you would produce really. Or you can even make that bird to another bird just like that, both that carry the gene, and you would produce some nice frost stencils. Here's that black frost stencil hen. Snow is coming down pretty good. Luckily it ain't sticking. You can see that I don't see anything on the ground yet. So that is a good thing. So this bird over here, it's an almond. It's a cross between an Indian fantail and a homer. You can see here's a little bit more. I just like the looks on that bird. I didn't do that as a project. One of them made it up, and I just let them raise some babies. Usually I use them as pumpers for my other Indian fantails or powders, but at that time I didn't, do anything, and they threw me a baby, and it turned out to be an almond one, and I like him. I kept him, and I'm using him as a pumper. But I have done that again to get a hen, because I want to get a hen and mate to him to see, because I would like to have the one just like that with a crest on it, because he carries a crest gene. So I just do that for the heck of it. That's a nice young almond hen over there. She's made it to this Andalusian. Beautiful bird. Yeah. This is one of the best things to watch, when they fly from one tone to another, one area to the other, and they just do this. That's how she flies over there with her wings all. This guy over here is a strong guy, the red checker. Not a big fan of red check, but he's a red check, and he's there. Here's another red carrying frost stencil. That put like one of the ornaments on his legs. Here's that below frost stencil. And as soon as the snow sticks in, these guys like to eat the snow. That's one of their favorite things to do. And you can see like a little bit of snow is sticking on some of the birds. guess that is good enough for now. Gotta go inside and warm up.